Hi guys, good afternoon. My contour is really strong on my forehead. Let's blend that out a little bit. How is it going? Happy Thursday. So I wanted to hop on here today to give you guys some insight to maybe why you're not super consistent in your business. So if you have a team chat, if there's someone from my team chat, the Sparkle Girls, if you'll click share and share that chat, I'd love you forever. So I'm really glad so many of you guys are on. I'm actually seeing some faces already that I'm like, yes, you stay put. You need to hear this. So a couple things. So I talked about this last week when I came back from the leadership retreat, but I feel like I need to hit it home a little bit harder when talking about what leads to a lot of people's success. So we had Colette come on live on Tuesday, which wasn't she phenomenal? Let's give all the hearts for Colette. Colette was our gorgeous blonde bombshell. She's 50 plus years old. She literally sold $15,000 last month, and she's doing $11,000 this month. Like, I mean, the woman is incredible, but she's not one of those people who just woke up and had success in her business. So if you didn't watch Colette's Facebook Live, go watch Colette's Facebook Live. She is so inspiring, especially if you are maybe 40 plus years old and trying to find your place here at Maskcara. She will tell you how she's built such an amazing success story. So along the lines of Colette's Live, I noticed a really strong thread with what she was saying, which was that she was just ridiculously consistent. And I know that is something that, like, the majority of artists who want to build this as a business struggle with. So I wanted to help pinpoint with you what the two things are that are maybe making it to where you're not consistent in your business, so that you can maybe take a day like today to sit down and write out your feelings. And I really encourage you to actually write out why you're struggling to be consistent in this business. So we all know that this business works. Like, it absolutely works. There are people all around making ends meet, making more than their husband. Like, it's insane that there is such an amazing opportunity here, but for some reason you either took your foot off the gas, you're just like, not for me. You've come up with a really poetic, beautiful story on why you're not making money, and you cling to it every day. And that's what keeps you from not posting or not doing online classes or not going live or blah, 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 blah. So if you're feeling extra vulnerable today, I would love it if you maybe tell your story in the comments on your poetic story. And I am patronizing you a little bit. Like, really tell me why it is, maybe the story that you've given yourself on why you're not making X amount of dollars, maybe the amount of money that you wanted to make the day you signed up for Maskcara, or the day it clicked for you that you're like, I want to make this big. So what is it that you're clinging to on why you're not there? So if you're feeling vulnerable, drop that in the comments. Again, you don't have to. I just it helps me see the stories that my teammates are telling themselves, so I can help come up with content to help you overcome those stumbling blocks. So again, let's talk about the two things that really keep you from being consistent. And I've just learned this over time. And the more that I study successful people, and the more that I study people who are unsuccessful in this business, those that quit this business or just decide to tell me that it's not for them. Obviously, there is always a small percentage of people that were really like, I just like, whatever, throw your hands in the air. It's not for everyone. I'm not trying to shove something down someone's throat. But two things come to mind why you're not consistent, why maybe you're not doing everyday stories on Instagram, why maybe you quit doing online classes, why maybe you stopped posting in your beauty group, why you stopped doing a Facebook Live, why you quit doing in-home makeovers, why you quit doing tutorials, quit doing posts in your Instagram feed. All of those things that we know bring success to this business, that they help share that you're a Maskcara artist and that this is something that you can help people fall in love with. The reason you stop doing that usually is either your confidence, meaning you just lost confidence and you don't feel confident at all in your ability to share, or it's not your confidence, it's your clarity or lack thereof. It's actually your lack of clarity. So I really would love if you would take a minute today to have like a 5-minute, set the timer on your phone and write down clarity. Like, what is it that you want out of this business? So clarity is defining what is it that you want out of here. Because most of the time, some of you guys are just here, you're floating along, and odds are you're not going to be motivated to do an Instagram tutorial, to do a Facebook Live. Like, why the hell would you do that if you do not even know what you're trying to attain? Are you trying to afford dance lessons for your daughter? Are you trying to pay off a debt? Are you trying to get your own car payment? Are you trying to, what is it? What is that actual thing? What is your why? Get super clear. So every time, again, when I see someone doing stop and go stuff in their business, I'm like, my radar goes off saying they have no idea why they're here. I mean, granted, yes, and if you're watching this and you're a hobbyist and you're just here for the sisterhood, freaking high five it, girl. We love you. Stay hanging out. We love our hobbyists. But I'm talking to the girl who's like, dang it, I want to make something of this, but I just can't. So she'll do like stories for a week, or she'll do stories for 2 days, or she'll do one online class, or she did 3 last month, but she's done none this month. And to me, that tells me you have a very murky why, or a very murky vision of why you're here. So someone who comes in with a really strong why and knows the exact dollar amount and breaks down exactly how many hack packs she'd need to sell a month, how many mini double-decker bundles, how many, collections or whatever, how many online classes she need to do, how many Instagram stories, writes out her content every month. The girl that is doing that is freaking clear on what she's trying to attain here. And I know that our why is all going to change. Like, so for some of us, it's money related. For some of us, it's not at all, but that doesn't mean you can't get clear on it. So again, if you're struggling with consistency, I challenge you to actually write down, why are you here? What do you want out of this? Is it a dollar amount? Is it not? What is it, so that you can understand how you can be consistent? And then again, the confidence thing is, that's going to come with time. That one is tricky. So I will say confidence is really is something that you're not going to always feel it. So today I'm going to tell on my Instagram stories. If you guys are not following me, I'm Jack Attacks Life. You can follow me. I do a lot of business motivation stuff over there too. But I wanted to break down my journey to being a mascara artist, and how stupid I looked so many times. Like, I screenshotted a Facebook Live that had no viewers. I screenshotted a Facebook Live with no comments. I screenshotted people critiquing me, telling that my nose contour looked bad. People saying you wear too much makeup. My first before and after, which was but me posting it. I screenshotted the company I did before this and how I was at a vendor show and no one was there. I screenshotted my online or my in-person party in my other business, how hardly no one bought. I screenshotted my first paycheck, which was $1.41 at Mascara Beauty. I screenshotted, all of these things that made me seriously, that are not super successful things about myself. And where was I going with that? That was a really good story, Jackie. It was like me talking about my failures and all these things, essentially just saying that confidence came over time. But I want to tell you, if you're too afraid to do the silly things, the things where you're probably going to look back a year from now and be like, you're going to have a hard time making a paycheck here. That's just life. But that's the same if you were running a donut shop or a boutique, or if you were opening up a franchise. You are going to get flack. People are going to say things to you behind your back, in Messenger, to your face. There is going to be a lot of discomfort, whether that discomfort is you investing 10 grand in a boutique, which I've talked to a lot of like people who are thinking about coming over to mascara and they owned a boutique, and they took out loans at the bank for $10,000, whether that uncomfortableness is that, or it's you going live and clicking live and hating the way you look. You're like, oh, I don't like the way I look, but you get through it anyways because you know what's waiting on the other side. That confidence isn't something you wake up with. So how I'm comfortable on live video now and doing all my online classes, this was not something that came natural. No, it did not come natural. But there is no other way for you to get to a place where it feels natural other than you doing those things. Okay, so now that I've gotten that out of the way, I challenge you to just sit down and write out some serious clarity on what it is that you want from this business. So again, when I see people quit this business or lose their way or tell themselves that super poetic story of I'm not a seller, I'm not a team leader, blah, 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 like all these things, I know that they've lost clarity, and I try my best to help you remember why it is that you're here. And if you can't remember why, why would you stay here? Okay. So clarity is very, very important. Okay. Let's talk about a couple of things. So, again, when I was at the leadership retreat, I was talking to a lot of successful ladies in this business. One of them her name is Mandy Sims. You guys can search her on Instagram. She is so adorable. She does not have a large following at all. We're talking under 10,000 followers. And that woman is knocking it out of the park with like between $5,000 and $9,000 in sales every single month. And I'm like, that's an amazing income. I don't even know the math on that. Someone do the math. What's 40% of that? She's making a great income just from her Instagram. So I talked to Mandy, then I talked to Jessica Wilson. We all know Jessica Wilson. She's that bombshell babe. She did a live training in here too. If you want a training on how she got started, search Jessica Wilson in this group. She has an amazing training on how she had no warm market, but now she's a top seller. Anyways, I talked to her. I was like, what are you doing? And then I talked to Harmony, and then I was talking to a bunch of other people like, what are you doing that's making this work? I love doing that. I love that success leaves clues, that all the people there, I could ask them what has been working for them and they could tell me. And one thing that stands out to me, and I'm not joking because I know I said this last week, but I've got to say it again. They are doing a ton of posting on their feeds. So they're posting about every day or every other day. Colette said she's never missed a day in 14 months. And for some of you guys, that might make you hyperventilate. I can already hear the excuses. Well, I'm a mom. I don't have time. Blah, 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 blah. Well, if you have time to watch Netflix and you have time to like do all those other silly things, like I know that being a mom is crazy, and I get that. Like that poem of yours, it's really sweet and beautiful. But we all have like bathroom time. You have time to post. You really do. You have time to mark out your content. Last night I did it where I marked out the rest of this month in content, and I mapped out all the posts that I'm going to do. Anyways, they were all saying Instagram TV, Instagram TV, Instagram TV, Instagram TV, IGTV. It is a big flippin' deal. And the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. IGTV, someone write it out. Let's all write it out with caps. IGTV works. It's a new feature, newish feature to Instagram. And basically, if you're utilizing something new, you always want to be the first on the scene to be utilizing something new because Instagram applauds it. They want to promote it. They want people using that new feature. And not to mention, it's another way to keep people on your platform. So what's happening here is Instagram really wants you to have people to spend as much possible time on Instagram as possible. So if you just have one post, but then you also have stories and an IGTV, that's like an awesome trifecta to have going on. So I'm trying to keep up with it by doing 3 IGTVs a week. That's a goal I've made for myself. And I'm trying to keep it education-based content. Does that make sense? Education-based content. I'm not just calling it hack your face every single time. Like I'm trying to teach something, whether it's going to be like I'm teaching how I do a faux tan, I'm teaching how I curl my hair, I'm teaching how I do my brows, I'm teaching how to get a sharper contour, I'm teaching about the different shades of this, I'm teaching about the difference between traditional foundation, 3D foundation. These are all potential ideas that I'm going to utilize, and you can feel free to utilize too. But I'm telling you right now, get some up. Every last one of those girls was like, yeah, IGTV. And when I checked out their views, so that some of them would have like a couple hundred views, and then I keep scrolling the more that they did, because they didn't let off the gas. They stayed consistent because they had clarity and confidence. They kept going with them. So don't give up after you've had like 5 or 6 IGTVs that only get a couple of views. They kept going with it, and then bam, all of a sudden I see like 10,000 views, 30,000 views. They're getting tons of views, tons of leads. What do you think views are? Exposures to your business. We talk about that all the time, that basically this is a game of how many exposures to your business can you give, which little cliff note asterisk sign. That is why we invite people to the Beauty Bash. If you're new here, the Beauty Bash is something amazing to participate in. Granted, yes, you might have done dozens of them if you've been here, if you're a salty veteran, but here's the thing. It's an exposure to your business. Someone who's been to 12 beauty bashes, but you invite them to the 13th one, that might be the thing that clicks for them, that they're like, oh my gosh, I'm totally ready to sign up, or I'm totally ready to buy the collection. So it's an exposure to your business. It's when someone connects you with Maskcara Beauty, that the more of those that can happen every single day in your business, every single month in your business, you're going to see traction, leads, people, buying, all those things, okay? Yeah, sorry, Katie. And if you guys tap my nose, everyone do it right now. Tap my nose. I linked everything for you. So I linked a bunch of things. How to do your first IGTV, because I knew that someone like Katie Rayner would ask, what is IGTV? I just linked you a YouTube video. And that's another thing. So that's one more thing I just want to hold your face and tell you. There is so much free information out there. There's information out there for you to consume. It's free. There's professionals willing to give it to you, all on YouTube, all on Google. So that's where I got that tutorial for you guys, because I knew that you would ask, what is IGTV, or how do I make one? It's going to tell you right there. So IGTV is a big, big, big deal. So for example, right now I'm doing an online class for one of my followers. And this morning I hacked my face and I did a tutorial and whatever. What do you think a smart girl would do? A smart girl would save that video before I click post. I saved it after I did it. So now I have that on my feed or on my camera roll, so I can go repurpose that on my IGTV. Does that make sense? So some of you guys are going live all the time on your Facebook page. Krista Norris, Jessica Perez, I'm looking at your entire team who has that challenge this month where you're going live. Girls, if you're going live and you're training on something or you're showing people something or you're teaching them something, save that video and then repurpose it to IGTV. Does that make sense? So don't work harder, work smarter. Okay, like there you go. What just happened there? Exposures on Facebook, exposures on Instagram. The more exposures you have in your business, the more success you're going to see. So get doing IGTV. I promise you, you will be rewarded for it. And you can also do hashtags in your IGTV. So you do the caption, the description, and then you can do a couple dots and then do some hashtags so it can start trending as well. Krista, I just talked about you. You need to upload your hair tutorials, your things that you guys are doing on Facebook. Get them on the gram. Get them on IGTV. Repurpose that crap. That's amazing. I love it. Okay, so IGTV is a really, really big deal. Okay, so, and then I was gonna tell you how to find hashtags. So last night I posted my little belly bump and I talked about that. So what did I do really quickly before I posted my belly bump? You guys can do the same thing if you're an autoimmune mom who struggles with autoimmune disease, or maybe if you are, I don't know, maybe you're really Christian, maybe you're not, maybe you're atheist, maybe you're a Baptist wife, maybe you're not. Why am I like stuck on religion? I'm trying to think of other things that you guys could have as an interest that you use in a hashtag. So I searched really quickly 20 weeks, the hashtag 20 weeks. And then the nice thing Instagram does is it promotes a bunch of other used hashtags. So then I could go and find a bunch of other used hashtags, like popular used ones. I try and find ones that have under 100,000 uses, only because I want to trend. I won't be trending on a hashtag that has a million people using that. Careful, bud. So does that make sense? So you hashtag your IGTVs, you hashtag your pictures so that you can trend. I hope this is all hitting home. Hope it's hitting home. If it's not hitting home, the good news is we've got Google and YouTube and they're both free, and you could say, how do I find good hashtags? Boom, booyah. You just taught yourself how to find good hashtags. Okay, yeah, totally. Absolutely, Brooke. I will tell you, Brooke, though, you've got to be changing them up. You got to be changing them up almost like every time. Almost every time. Okay, because it wants to see you just playing, like just being a variety so that you're not looking robotic. Anything that looks robotic gets flagged. Okay, so let's see here. Twin mom hashtags. Yes, I love it. Okay, so I will consider this. So again, back to my, my friends who say I don't have time to post, I don't have time to Instagram story. What would I Insta story about? Thinking of it like Colette did. Colette says that she hasn't missed a day, and that's because it's like clocking in. It is the clock in work. It is part of sharing and connecting and exposing yourself. Not always just with Mascara Beauty, but exposing yourself to allow people to know, like, and trust you, know, love, and trust you. That happens every single day. So if you're letting days go by where you haven't storied at all, or you're just storying like quotes or inspirational, or you're just like boomeranging your kid, that is hogwash. Hogwash to you. Hogwash. That is why maybe you're not finding success. It is the vulnerable things, so the things that allow you to open up about your life, your path, because those things are what... Yeah, where are they? They're on the couch, or on the counter, so take this chair over. It's what allows people to connect with you. So dig deep. If you're not digging deep, you're not allowing people to connect with you. And those exposures are useless. The exposure of your boomerang of your kid running across the front yard and being like, he's so cute in his diaper. And like the exposure of like your motivational quote is like, guys, clock in for real. Clock in for real and be intentional so that people can actually interact with you. That's the real stuff. That's what people want, and that's what allows people to see you as a leader, see you as someone that they know, love, and trust, and that they actually want to buy from and support. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Give them some flipping meat and potatoes, not just like, I don't know. Like I see way too many people not talking to the camera. And your eyes are the doorway to your soul. Let people see it. Talk about it. And for heaven's sakes, use captions. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I also wanted to say the app Unfold is amazing, which if you tap my nose, I link the app Unfold. Download it. It's not for Android, so I'm not sure what the comparable one is for Android. But Unfold is amazing. And then I also linked the Black Friday deals. So right now, I want to give you another truth bomb. If you are going to just promote Black Friday on Black Friday, you will not have success. Sorry, you won't. I mean, there might be a few of you guys that have really high relationship equity and you can get away with that. Sorry, bud. But for the most part, if you have not been posting or showing up consistently, maybe in the past 90 days, you're going to have a heck of a time on Black Friday. So if you're waiting around for Black Friday, like just really hoping like, oh, all my customers are going to purchase that day, it's not going to happen. Like you might have, yes, people might have told you, yes, I promise I'm going to buy on Black Friday, but I'm telling you right now, the lead up to Black Friday is happening now. So maybe showing already in your stories with the Unfold app, uploading images of Black Friday, of the Black Friday specials, and then talking about them, already demonstrating for them the Black Friday eyeliner. So if you haven't ordered Black Friday eyeliner, get that. Like get this stuff so that you can show people how it works. If you haven't demonstrated Ever Red and then the difference of Scarlet and Ever Red on both cheeks and done that in your stories or in a Facebook Live, like let's get to it. So the ramp up to Black Friday happens now, and a really smart artist would maybe start going live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So those 4 days all leading up to it could be really important days, really, really great days for you to be live on your personal page explaining what the specials are. So, but don't just like be an ad, solve a problem. So that's one thing I really just want everyone to understand is like, especially those of you guys who are telling me, I hate being salesy. Well, it's never salesy if you're solving a problem. So if you title your video, are you sick of your makeup looking cakey and weird? Let me hop on here and I can show you how it can look amazing and natural. Also join this group here for more tutorials and link to your beauty group, but you're doing it live on your personal page. Do you get what I'm saying? Solve a problem and you will not feel salesy and you'll actually be helping people. So that's really one thing I wanted to hit home for you guys. Like Black Friday doesn't happen on Black Friday. Black Friday is happening now. It's happening now. So what are you doing to prepare for it? Okay, demo something every day, link to group, Also, I think on Thanksgiving, if you guys want to do this with me, I was thinking of messaging every last one of my customers and thanking them for being a customer of mine. So if you, that could be a really awesome way to start a conversation, even if they've never reordered before. Like if they only ordered one time and it was in 2017 or 2018, you could still message them on Instagram or even just text messages to say, I know, you haven't reordered, but I just wanted to thank you so much for being my customer. It helps my business more than you would know. What could happen there is this conversation can start out with like, I've actually been meaning to text you. I've actually been meaning to get color matched again. I know I tried it once, but I wasn't in love. Let's try this again. Or whatever. It opens the doorway for more conversations. AKA, what is the word? Exposures. So text your customers thank you on Thanksgiving. That could go a long way. And don't make up this really poetic story about like, I don't want to interrupt their Thanksgiving. If they don't want to read your message, they won't read your message. Like it's fine. You're not interrupting their day. Like it's okay. Like to text them thank you. It's actually very thoughtful, okay? Very awesome, Amber. I've been promoting, yeah, okay, awesome. All right, now I need to move on to one more thing. This is one thing I learned too from Colette. So Colette let me hop on a Zoom call that she did with Melanie Mitro. And you guys, if you're not following Melanie Mitro on Instagram, get following her. So she's not in our same company. She's in Beachbody. She's quite frankly a millionaire. She started out with no friends, very, very awkward, introverted woman, but now she's incredibly successful in her business now, and she's built an amazing following. Anyways, I hopped on her her Zoom call with Colette because Colette invited me to hop on. And one thing that Melanie said that has just changed her business from the beginning is that she stopped getting so mad at herself when things weren't working. So a lot of you guys need to hear this, that you are doing online classes and they're not working. No one's buying. Or you're doing Instagram videos and only 5 people are viewing. Or you're posting a live video and no one's commenting. Or I went live once and I didn't get a sale. Like these like really poetic, like whiny things that you've got going on. But the thing is, Melanie says that what's so important has led her to success is that she doesn't get pissed off or frustrated or annoyed or tell herself like this isn't for me because I went live and it didn't work, or I did 5 online classes last month and no one bought. She's not doing that. What she's doing is she's getting curious. Stay curious, my friends. That is the secret sauce. So again, when I see people quit the business or walk away or just get like, it's not for me, pish posh applesauce, it is because they stopped getting curious. They started telling themselves a story about why they can't make it here. So that is a dangerous path. And that path is like one step away from, I'm going to say it, get with those exact words of get curious. I always say, look at it objectively. Quit being so attached to the outcome of your online class, of your first IGTV, of your first live video, of your second, of your third, of your fourth. Like quit being so attached to your teammates who aren't getting active. Like get curious about it. Okay. So I'm noticing that I have a team of 25 people and only about 5 of them are getting active. All right, I'm going to get curious about this. What could I possibly implement that would help them. Maybe an incentive, maybe something like 5 free bags or 5 bags for those who hit 1,000 in sales. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I never look at my back office. I never look at my views on Instagram and say, damn, those went down. I'm a loser. I'm just like, that's interesting. I had people walk away from that tutorial than I did last week. Like, stay in a curious mindset. Don't stay in a demeaning mindset where you're just like, this isn't for me. That didn't work. That was horrible. Why? Like, online classes don't work. Do you know how many times I've heard that and it makes me want to just like tattoo online classes work on my back? Because it's a matter of getting curious, of asking your upline to figure out or critique your class or say, how exactly are you coaching? There is something that you could be doing differently to figure out the success pattern. Does that make sense? And this isn't just for online classes. This is for anything. Your live videos, your tutorials, like why people aren't following you, why you're getting so many unfollows. Get curious and then get Google. Do you know how much my problems I've solved in my business by just simply Googling? Like how everyone does the color match form. I'm like, how do people swipe up? Like I Googled that one time. How do you swipe up? I was so confused why some people had swipe ups. I'm like, oh, okay, you need 10,000 followers. I Googled how to get more followers, how to like whatever, how to get my feed to look prettier. I found out I needed a preset and I Googled, well, what is a preset? And then it told me what a preset was. And then it sold me a preset and I bought the preset and now my feed looks great. So these are all things that will happen if you stay in a mood and in a place of curiosity and not in a place of poking fun at yourself or being, you're a failure, you're not good at this. Like, and I think that happens a lot of times. Or maybe you don't go straight to that. Maybe you're not so mean to yourself, but you turn aloof. You're just like, and you tell yourself another poetic story about like, I just don't care. I just don't care about the business. But it's like, but in all reality, but do you care? Like, would it be nice to make $500 extra before Christmas? Yeah, it would be. Can you do that? Absolutely. You totally can. Okay, so I hope that this is all making sense. I hope that some of this hit home for you on maybe why you're struggling at being consistent. And I really hope that y'all get the message that IGTV works. Hashtags work. Clean up your feed. Get a preset. Google it. If you're confused, Google it. Also, plug into personal development. If you tap my nose, dink, you'll see that I logged my Audible login, and you can log in and listen to anything. If you're new here and you're really struggling with social media, listen to Freakishly Effective Social Media. It is amazing. If you think this is good, that is amazing. I love Ray Hicken, okay? So I hope that this was helpful. You guys are all going to smash it next week, but we're not going to smash it like on Friday, on Black Friday. We're going to start smashing it today and Friday and Saturday and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We have so many days to smash it, to get the word out there, to either send an email, send a text, get the deals up on your feed, start talking about it, start solving problems now so that people are like, I'm actually ready for that bundle. I'm ready now, Jackie, on Black Friday because you've been adding value for 8 days prior to Black Friday. You feel me, guys? You feel me? High five it. Okay, I'm all sweating now. Let's go.